Hey guys, Roman Reaper here. So I'm outside the cinema. Yep, cinema trip time. It's quite an interesting one, a unique one in this summer blockbuster season. But we're heading to watch Asteroid City, the latest from Wes Anderson. No, I'm not filming this video in the style of one of his films. That trend has been done to death by TikTok, but but needs most. Yeah, very excited for this. The trailers look good, and you know, I do quite like Wes Anderson's style, so it should definitely be a fun watch, especially with that stacked cast list of familiar Wes Anderson collaborators and new faces. So without further ado, I'm going to head in, get my snacks, get my seat, head out to Asteroid City. So yeah, as you can see here, I've got my popcorn and Fanta, ready for Asteroid City, ready to see Wes's quirks back on the big screen. So yeah, back from Asteroid City. This is, a Wes Anderson film, so really you know what to expect. And to be honest, the trailers for this did look quite fun and interesting and quirky, in that usual Wes Anderson way. And even I have my own personal experience with Wes Anderson, growing up loving Fantastic Mr. Fox, a childhood favourite movie of mine, which still holds up today. And it's quite interesting because I saw this at one of my local cinema's smallest screens, but it had a fairly packed out audience attendance. Meanwhile, The Flash in all my local cinema's biggest screens can barely muster a crowd of 5 people. Well, just as a sign for how jovial it is for Flash, but it's also a promising sign that films like this can very much still exist in the current cinema climate of the cinema experience having to be a big event. But does Wes Anderson deliver a fun experience for the crowd? Let's find out. So the film follows recently widowed war photographer Augie Steinbeck, who, along with his kids, has to make a pit stop at a small desert town called Asteroid City when his car breaks down. And at this town gathers a eccentric group of characters who are there to attend a junior stargazer and space cadets convention, as well as a brief brush with the extraterrestrial. So yeah, this is very much the Wes Anderson movie. You know what to expect going in. All the usual bag of tricks is deployed. And how much you enjoy it will depend on whether or not you're on Wes's wavelength. If you like his quirky style of filmmaking, you will enjoy this. If you don't, you're gonna hate it. Me, myself, I actually really did enjoy it. I thought it was a really fun time at the movies, and yeah, a really entertaining and idiosyncratic cinema experience that you couldn't get from any other filmmaker. For one, from a technical point of view, it is fucking perfect. Like, the cinematography here is really great. Like, obviously, all his tricks are here, the centrally framed symmetrical shots, the long takes, the shifting aspect ratios, the desaturated pastel color palettes. It's all there, and it is gorgeous. It's so warmly and vibrantly shot, thanks to 35mm film, big W there. And it's fun seeing him break out a little bag of tricks, like the shifting aspect ratios, like the split screens, and hell, even some black and white scenes. Yeah, it's a technically perfect movie. And as well as that, there's a really fun soundtrack from Alexandre Desplat, with including some fun little song numbers here and there, and some little needle drops. And the visual effects are really good as well. There's some fun little like puppeteering and stop motion. Again, technical standpoint, this movie is fucking perfect. And actually, beneath that, there's a very compelling narrative as well. For one, this is definitely Wes at his most meta, shall we say. There's a really interesting meta framing device that can definitely get a little baggy and indulgent, but for the most part, it's really unique and really helps his film stand out, and it certainly makes the narrative that bit more interesting and involved to follow. But even beneath all the meta storytelling and the sort of the usual Wes Anderson sort of sardonic observations on things like yeah, it is very funny. There's some real fun jokes here, including a recurring "Do you dare me" gag and a fun little semi-recurring joke of a school teacher played by Maya Hawke having her lesson plans interrupted by the constant questions of her pupils. It's pretty funny. But beneath that, there's some really fun and compelling character work. Obviously, with a cast this packed, not everyone gets some development, but the film does have its focuses and it very much sticks to them on a straight and narrow path. For one, we've got a really compelling study on grief and fatherhood with Augie and his father-in-law Stanley, and I really enjoyed seeing their little cold relationship. They don't resent each other, but you can definitely feel that they don't quite love each other, and the emotional restraint of the performances from Jason Schwartzman and Tom Hanks perfectly sells that. And I like the deep within, we have Augie as a man struggling with the recent death of his wife. And there's also a really compelling strand here all about love, as Augie develops a relationship with movie star Midge Campbell, played by Scarlett Johansson, and the two of them have, real chemistry, and I really enjoyed seeing their relationship bloom and grow over the course of the film. It was very compelling stuff. And I also really enjoyed as well seeing Augie's son, Woodrow, how he, goes from being quite a shy character to gradually getting grown into his shell and becoming a bit more confident as he falls in love with Midge's daughter and hangs about with a group of fellow brainiacs at this like stargazer convention. And yeah, I gotta talk about the weird little fella that pops up during the film because yeah, he's super fun and he's a real fun presence. His screen time is brief, but he makes an impression. Let's just say. But as well as that, this is also Wes at probably his most heartfelt, with one scene towards the end of the film involving Margot Robbie, like feeling surprisingly potent and resonant, and it just perfectly ties together, the the themes and ideas Wes is exploring. And yeah, and yeah, I don't think I've got really too much more to say. Definitely, I think this is one that I'll pick up on new things on each rewatch. But for now, I definitely do say I really did enjoy this, and if you're a fan of Wes Anderson's films, you will definitely get something out of this. And is it one of Wes's best films? Probably not. It is still just a really damn good film in its own right. Yeah. Is it worth seeing on the big screen for a fun crowd experience? Absolutely. And overall, I'm going to give Asteroid City an 8 out of 10. So yeah, let me know down in the comments. Have you seen Asteroid City? What do you think of it? Are you a fan of Wes Anderson? What's your favourite Wes film? Let me know all that down in the comments. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed. Don't forget the subscribe button if you're new. And don't forget to turn on post notifications so you don't miss an upload.